Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Aggie Sports Report. I'm your host, Misha Caldwell. It was a big day for A&T basketball as they faced MEAC rivals North Carolina Central. The stands were filled with fans, students, and alumni from both schools. Before we get on the court, let's take a look at this historical rivalry. Trevonna Williams has more.
The Aggie-Eagle rivalry can date back for decades, and the Aggie-Eagle Classic basketball game is the perfect time to witness it. The rivalry can bring families together, even if they're cheering for different teams.
Well, my brother, he came here, and I transferred for Chowan University, so happened to be each other's rivalry schools.
And I'm a criminal justice major, so, Central is very big on law school.
The atmosphere during these games are none you can imagine, with every seat filled and every rivalry town waving in the air. Even with the scoring droughts, the Aggie and Eagle fans stayed in the game. From the fouling, to the free throws, to the chants from the fans back and forth, it kept the game entertaining, even though the Aggies were trailing not too far behind.
I originally came here in 2007, so I've always came, in and out of school. It's always been a really, really big event. As you can see now, this is one of the only, not the only time, but this is one of the few times that the stadium or the Corporate Sports Center actually gets packed out.
The Aggie-Eagle rivalry is far from over. Alumni from the class of '81 still come back to witness and see what they used to call home. This rivalry probably will never die, and I'm pretty sure some hope it never does.
I'm looking forward, just going to the school, and I got friends to go to A&T. We keep this rivalry between us, over the years, even when we, graduate and go on with our lives. But I keep on having this in my heart for the rest of my life.
For the Aggie Sports Report, I'm Trevonna Williams.
Thanks, Trevonna. We are going to cut to a short break, and when we come back, we will have results for both games. We had our own reporters, Alana Covington and Alexis Wainwright, live at the action. We will be right back.
North Carolina A&T is playing against their arch rivals, North Carolina Central University. Stay tuned for this amazing game story. The Aggies head into their fan base most anticipated game as they host their arch rival, North Carolina Central. My name is Alexis Wainwright, and I'll be back with more on the story.
This is an A&T Historical Minute, and I am William Robson. The Corbett Sports Center opened December 3rd, 1978. It is named after Ellis F. Corbett, a 1931 graduate of A&T. Officially known as Mr. A&T, his official title was Sports Information Director. He performed many other roles on campus, including dorm counselor, and he was a member of the board in control of intercollegiate athletics. The three-story complex includes office space, classrooms, and 2 racquetball courts, in addition to an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Corbett also houses many of the human performance and leisure study courses at A&T. The Corbett Sports Center is the current home of the North Carolina A&T men and women's basketball teams and the swimming team. This has been a Historical Minute, and I am William Robson.
Welcome back to the Aggie Sports Report. The Lady Aggies started off the night at Corbett Sports Center as they faced rivals North Carolina Central. Let's pass the ball to Alana Covington, who has the story.
Like most rivalries, the game started off very intense. Fans from all over were excited to see which women's team was going to take over Corbett Sports Center. 5 minutes into the game, the Lady Aggies had a 7-point lead from center Ebony Ross. The Eagles were determined to keep up as Tisha Dixon assisted Morgan Jones in a 3-pointer. A&T eventually built an 11-point lead over the Eagles, but Raquel Davis wasn't having it. She led the Eagles with 5 points with 5 minutes left in the first half. Michelle Fitzgerald and April McCray contributed to the scoreboard with layups, ending the first half 5 points ahead of Central. As the Aggies and Eagles entered the second half, Kyra Connerly scored a 2-pointer for the Eagles, showing the Lady Aggies they were ready for the second half. Dana Brown assisted Adriana Nazario in a 3-pointer, giving the Lady Aggies a 7-point lead. A&T's guard trio, Dana Brown, Debbie Smith, and Adriana Nazario, performed exceedingly well, scoring the most points throughout the game. Morgan Jones led the Eagles with 13 points, while Raquel Davis recorded a double-double with 10 points and 11 rebounds. But luck wasn't on their side as the Aggies knocked their hope off the court. With 9 minutes remaining, the Lady Aggies took on its biggest lead, beating the Eagles 58-33.
Lady Aggies have done it again. They are at their 5-game winning streak. With help of Adriana Nazario, the Aggies had a significant lead over the Eagles. They are now overall 13-10. Tune in next Saturday as they take on Florida A&M.
I'm Alana Covington with the Aggie Sports Report.
Thanks, Alana. Congrats on the big win. Now let's hear from head coach Terrell Robinson about his thoughts on the game.
Weekend for us. It's our last weekend home, being away from road game, and we have yet to win 2 road games in a row. So that's a challenge for us. We want to keep our winning streak going, and I think we will. I think we'll be ready. FAMU and then obviously Bethune is right there tied with us in 3rd place. If we can come out on top this weekend, we have a chance of staying in 3rd, but could possibly finish in 2nd if Savannah State were to lose a game this weekend. Because that's right now who we're 1 game out of being tied with. Our biggest competition is everybody, because everyone, we get everybody's best game, especially with us being the preseason pick this year. We have the talent, and if we work hard, we'll reach our goal.
The men's basketball team have been on a losing streak and have not had good fortune. But with the support and hype, the Aggies gained momentum as they faced arch rival North Carolina Central. Alexis Wainwright has the story.
This past Saturday, the North Carolina A&T men's basketball team was in position to make a run at upsetting the #1 team in the MEAC, no other than North Carolina Central University. The Aggies overcame a 20-10 deficit in the first half to tie the game at 24 on a dunk by forward Bruce Beckford. Beckford added 10 points, but the Eagles quickly responded with an Anthony McDonald 3, leaving the Aggies with a chance to be down by 2. But guard Austin Williams missed 2 free throw attempts at the last seconds to leave North Carolina Central with a 30-26 lead at the half. With such a close game, and this being the Aggies fan base's most anticipated regular season game, fans were excited to see what would happen next. In the second half, the Eagles had a 10-2 run to take a 40-28 lead over the Aggies with 15 minutes left to play. But junior guard Ahmed Abdullah made 5 of 10 field goal attempts for 12 points to lead the Aggies. Abdullah nailed a 3-pointer to close the gap, 46-38. But the Eagles responded to lead 54-40 with 2 minutes remaining. Williams' free throws cut the Eagles' lead, but guard Namard Hillard led the Eagles with 14 points, 2 steals, and 4 assists to close the game. The Eagles won their 28th straight game over MEAC competition as they beat the Aggies 58-44.
Coming into today's game, the Aggie men's basketball team has lost to North Carolina Central 7 out of the last 8 matchups, and today was no different. For Aggie Sports Report, I'm Alexis Wainwright.
Thanks, Alexis. Here's head coach Cy Alexander with his thoughts about the game.
And now we're fighting an uphill battle the rest of the way. It's very, very similar to the North Carolina Central game. Played a really good half against Central, the first half, and down 30-26, scored the first 2 points, and the score was 30-28, and we ended up shooting 22% in the second half. So that's the frustrating part about what the season has been. It's not about the effort or lack thereof of the young men. It's the fact that sometimes our offense abandons us, and we're not good enough not to go on these extended scoring droughts. I thought that we did an adequate job defensively. We held Central about 6 consecutive times where they didn't score, but we would come down and we didn't score. And when you're behind and you don't take advantage of that, consequently you don't have a chance to catch up and take the lead. So again, I don't fault our young people's effort on Saturday. I just thought that what has been our MO was hurt us again, the lack of offensive productivity. And, it's something that we just got to continue to keep working and practice. Try to stay positive. But again, I applaud the fact that our guys are not quitting.
That's right.
They're playing hard, and it's very frustrating as a coach. It's very frustrating probably as players when you're giving all you got, but the end result is still an L. We'll hang in there and see what happens in our next ball game.
The men's and women's basketball teams head to Florida to play against Florida A&M in Tallahassee on February 14th, and then to Daytona to play against Bethune-Cookman on February 16th. Good luck and safe travels to our men's and women's basketball team. It was a historical moment for the Aggies as former basketball player Alvin Attles retires his jersey. We have to take a quick timeout, but stay tuned to find out more.
This is an A&T Historical Minute, and I'm Alex Ravel. Bluford Library. To many students, the name is very familiar, but this is not the original Bluford Library. The original Bluford Library was built in 1955. The library was named after the university's third president, Ferdinand Douglass Bluford, who served from 1925 to 1955. The current Bluford Library, dedicated in 1991, cost $16 million. The library currently offers over 700,000 volumes and over 60,000 ebooks. The library also offers iPads, Kindles, e-readers, and more electronics to check out. On the second floor now contains a lounge for students to eat and drink in. The library is 153,000 square feet and can hold over 1,000 students comfortably. I'm Alex Ravel, and this has been the A&T Historical Minute.
Hey, and welcome back. Aggies honored greatness as Alvin Attles became the first North Carolina A&T men's basketball player in school history to have his number permanently retired. Let's go back to Alana Covington where she has more on this A&T legend.
The legendary Alvin Attles became the first North Carolina A&T men's basketball player in school history to have his jersey number retired on February 7, 2015 in Corbett Sports Center. With his wife Wilhelmina by his side, Attles spoke so graciously about his basketball career at North Carolina A&T, but he made sure to stress the importance of education.
Work hard at what you do. Understand that there's always saying there's no free ride. What you have to do is you have to go out and understand that there are a number of people trying to do the things that help you develop into a better person.
After making the decision to attend A&T to play basketball, Attles had it planned out that he would return to his hometown, Newark, New Jersey, to teach physical therapy, but there was something greater destined for him. That's right, Attles was drafted in 1960 to the Philadelphia Warriors, where he was the starting point guard alongside Wilt Chamberlain and played in 2 NBA Finals. On March 2, 1962, Attles was the team's second leading scorer with 17 points, the same night Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points against the New York Knicks in this historic game. Attles was the second African-American coach to win an NBA title behind Bill Russell. After his playing career, leaving the team completely wasn't enough for Attles. He then decided to spend 13 seasons as the Warriors coach, general manager, vice president, and team ambassador, winning 557 games and leading the team to an NBA title in 1975. Attles is a legend, a scholar, and exemplifies the true definition of Aggie pride. I'm Alana Covington, signing out with the Aggie Sports Report.
We here at Aggie Sports Report would like to thank and congratulate Mr. Alvin Attles for being a great representative of A&T. That's what Aggies do. Men's and women's tennis suffered losses this past week. Freshman Brett Cabin was able to get his first career in singles, but it wasn't enough as the team fell 6-1 to Pfeiffer University. The North Carolina A&T women's tennis team fell 7-0 to Charlotte at the Halton Wagner Tennis Complex in a non-conference match. Here are the later dates. On February 14th, the Aggies will have a match against Elon starting at 10 a.m. February 18th, they will have a match against Campbell starting at 2 p.m. Lastly, come support Aggie Tennis on February 20th as they will be playing against Maryland Eastern Shore at 1 p.m. Now on to the pool. The Lady Aggies will be heading to Athens, Georgia to compete in the CCSA Championship February 18th. Good luck and bring back the gold. Now let's head to the Diamond, where baseball and softball is swinging into gear. Here's the schedule. Baseball will be having a series against Navy February 13th through 15th. February 17th, they will be home against Radford. Softball will be hosting the Aggie Invitational February 13th to the 15th. Come out and support your Aggies. That's all we have for this episode of the Aggie Sports Report. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.